Welcome to another CEO Wisdom podcast. We have Peeyoosh Pandey with us today. He's CEO at Hoonartek. It's data and lending IT services. He's an INSEAD alumni and an angel investor in Pune, India. And yeah, today we're going to talk about his company, his background, everything he's been up to. So, Piyush, welcome to the pod. Tell me a bit more about yourself and what you've been up to as of late.
Yeah, thanks, Charles. Thank you for inviting me. Pleasure talking to you. So, little bit about me. Almost 30 years in industry, 3 years in the role. So, I joined Hoonartek about 3 years back as the CEO. Before this, I have been in the industry for a fair bit. So, I spent 13 years at a company called Persistent Systems. Before that, about 10 years at Wipro, 4 years at TCS. First half of my career was technology, where I played multiple technical roles leading up to leadership roles. And last 15 odd years have been in general management, sales leadership, GTM, and putting strategy together, executing the strategy. So that is the role which I've been playing for last 15 years or so. My pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for inviting, and looking forward to whatever you have, the questions you have, and if I'll try to answer them.
Right. So, Hoonartek, how did you get into that one as a CEO?
Yeah, so about 4 years back, the founders of Hunotech, they thought that it's time for Hunotech 2.0, meaning they ran the organization for 12 odd years, or at 11 years at that time, and they thought that it's time for the company to scale up to the next level. They had done the hard yards. They have created bunch of customers. They created case studies, capabilities, people, investment, organization, right? And they thought all the ingredients are there for someone to tell the story widely and take the story live in terms of taking it to other geographies or telling the story in a way where we can probably go and help broader organizations. So we started speaking. A mutual introduction happened. We started speaking. I liked the canvas. I was fresh out of my INSEAD program at that time. I was looking for a larger canvas. And I was always looking for an opportunity where I could define the strategy and also execute the strategy. In my previous roles, at least some parts were missing. And this, I thought, even though the organization is smaller, but the charter and the canvas I was getting is much bigger. I could put a 5 year plan together. I can execute those plans, make sure that I'm responsible for bringing customers on board, but also making sure that we deliver value to them. A lot of time, if you are in a sales role or if you are in a delivery role, a lot of time one side of the spectrum is missing. So this was my opportunity to play and make sure that we are delivering value holistically to our customers. So that's how this opportunity came along. I thought it's interesting enough. I like the people, I like the capability, I like the customer base. So after much deliberation, I said yes, that I'm willing to come on board and lead the organization to next orbit.
So it's sort of merging tech and humans, quote unquote. What do you think will happen to teams and humans in the age of AI agents in the next couple of years?
Yeah, so that's a very broad question, Charles. I hope I can do justice to that question. But in this age, I think humans will become much more intelligent, I would say, right? Because of lack of AI or lack of automation available in software, uh, last 30 odd years, people have been automating the workflows, right? Just look at software steps and automate that. Now with AI becoming very extremely capable and extremely capable of delivering the capabilities which were missing earlier, I think the menial task like the automation, the basic stuff where a lot of manpower, a lot of people who were supporting that, those kind of work goes away. And that challenges us humans to elevate the game. So say, for example, I'll give an example. I always believe that software industry has focused on cost, reducing the cost for last 40 odd years. Meaning, can this be done cheaper? Can this be done faster? Can this be done in some other geography? Can this be done by doing something else, right? But this is an opportunity where you can go to the business side of the businesses where you are supporting and have a conversation with with the chief sales officer, chief revenue officer, or the CEO, right? That how can I help you improve the revenue profile of your organization? How can I help contribute towards solving problems which are useful for you to take or create offering which you can take back to your customers and improve the situation. So top line driven conversations will become much more relevant in this age and time rather than bottom line driven conversation which have been happening for last 40 odd years.
Because what I meant by that, I think you have like 1,000 employees or so, and we're already seeing the AI softwares replace a bunch of companies, especially in the tech sector. That was more my question. Do you feel you're going to see some of that? Because I think it's been debunked that yeah, AI will only enhance the people that can use AI. Like we will all use AI, but I do think a whole bunch of the tech market, 80% in the next couple of years, will be slashed by AI agents. Do you think that's true?
So let me play back what I said in the previous question and probably extension of that, right? Uh, some of the automation AI is bringing in will reduce the need for software developers, right? But what will happen is the shift will happen. So left shift is reducing the cost, right shift is going towards more towards revenue. So the software teams or the companies like us, right, who are helping reduce the cost for our customers, they will start solving more problems, the kind of things which will help our customers increase their revenue cycle. So the type of problems getting solved by the teams will change. And that in short term, we might get a reduction in team sizes, we might have challenges. But in longer term, the quality of problems getting solved, the quality of challenges being addressed by the industry that profile will change. So short-term pains will be there. I'm acknowledging that. But longer term, we will evolve. The human race has evolved, and we will evolve. As an industry, also, it's a very resilient industry. It has been a fairly long running industry. So we will evolve. Taking a short-term view on or taking a view just for Hunartech, we are very fortunate to work in data and AI space. So for us, in this presents an opportunity. So we are not worried about our work getting automated because the need for data governance has increased, need for data quality has increased, need for making data available to these AI systems has increased. In fact, there are much more things on our plate than probably it was 2 years back. So as a company, because we focus on data AI, and we are very, very fortunate to be in this situation.
Right. And the skills of the future, these 1% type of humans you would hire, what kind of skills would they have?
You might want to just clarify a little bit more. What are you asking?
The skills of the future, what would they
Yes.
be? If you're hiring people right now, like what skills do they have? And how are these skills adapting or growing with the AI wave that we're seeing?
So if you look at the current skills, what industry out and we
Connection
who are
issue. Yeah, you're back.
okay, okay. I think I lost my Bluetooth connectivity. That will come back. So the current kind of people we hire is mostly software developers, but we have to start recognizing the capability where AI brings the power where our teams can work with them and leverage them. So not just that what you can do personally, but what can you get done with AI, like the prompt engineering in the short term, or making sure that you are able to leverage and orchestrate the AI which is available to you and use that to deliver. So the skills will shift from you doing individually to you how can you get things done using AI and focus on customer problem and get that done. So that is a shift which we are seeing. So we are also seeing people who are much more capable to understand the problem and orchestrate system than probably trying to just solve problems on their own. So that shift we are already seeing in terms of capability.
Right. And the super engineer, like what are you seeing? Because I mean, we know that, right? Like I've had thousands of CEOs on this podcast discuss about that, but like specifically when you're hiring a, let's call it a 1% engineer, what kind of traits do these people show? Is it just that they can produce 10x the output than another one? And how do you know that from the get go? Is it do you go deeper than just like an interview, a coding interview? Like how do you know that they will have these skills that will be a 10x productivity vs a normal engineer?
Yeah, so you also have to focus now on the softer aspects like adaptability, understanding, their understanding of not just the technical skills and analytical skills. In last many years, the analytical skills were the most common one, right? Quantitative and analytical ability. But now you have to look at people who are much more better EQ. They are able to collaborate teams with others. They are able to understand the problem, appreciate the situation, and able to empathize with customers. A lot of those softer skills are becoming much more important because conversations are becoming less technical and more business oriented conversations. So you probably have to find people who are much more adaptable and capable to fit in this kind of situations, right? Our view of building skills is we take an approach where we take 10 and 20% people from the current lot, we go out and market and hire, but we also build a lot of talent in house. So meaning we take fresh engineers and we train them according to our own situations, we groom them, and we give them multiple opportunities across the board, that can you play multiple roles in different departments and be groomed. So we are identifying top talent, we are identifying, putting a program together to make sure that they are being trained for the future, not for just for the current situation. So we are taking multiple approach to this, Charles.
Right. And your clients, what kind of data problems do they face nowadays? Are they building their own AI native apps, for example? What's their biggest pain points that you solve nowadays?
So two things which, so yeah, at the surface, two uh, two or three main things we are seeing. One is, how can I use AI to generate or make money from my data? That is one. Second is, how can I use AI to automate my workflows, like reduce my spend, what I'm doing on, say, SaaS applications? How can I reduce my spend using AI? How can I automate certain things, right? Uh, is the data quality which is being given to my AI systems good? And is my data governed properly? Meaning, do I have systems to govern everything and making sure that things are working well? So these are the top three or four problems we are seeing, and fortunately these are very relevant problems. You cannot run AI without having a good quality of data. You cannot run AI without having systems in place to make sure that so the velocity of data has also become very important. Earlier, even if you bring data in your lake or warehouse once in 24 hours, or once in 2 days, that was fine. But now, since you are running AI models on it, you want refresh of data very quickly. So meaning you are running systems where you are bringing almost real time data in your lake, which was not the case like a couple of years back. Now, because of AI, these things are happening very quickly. And because you have to feed it back to your front end systems where customers are interacting, you have to have real time decision making because of AI. So lot of these things are necessitating the velocity at which you are bringing data, and that is a change we are seeing for with our customers.
Right. And ultimately, you're an agency helping them plug with the right tech stack and do transitions, merging, sort of. Is there like a solution that does that?
Correct.
Is there like a SaaS that does that on autopilot? I just plug my tech stack and it does the rest for me, or do I need absolutely an agency because it's really complex and the risks are high?
So for simpler or smaller organization, people who have not a lot of complexity in their source systems and data, world will become simpler where they will use a SaaS application and use it. But for most of our customer, which is Fortune 50, Fortune 100, Fortune 200 customers, their The problem is heterogeneous data and complexity of their current architecture. So the challenge they face is that there's multiple systems, multiple departments, multiple data sources, and that adds complexity. So you cannot this kind of complexity cannot be managed by a single application, and that's why a consulting driven organization like us, we come in, we understand the challenges, we understand their requirements, make sure that we are able to build something which meets their need and which is actually also future proof, which is able to deliver value for them going forward, and it is future proof for next 3 4 5 years or so, which will continue to deliver value for them.
And what's next for you for this year? What are your top goals as the CEO?
So when I joined, geography expansion was one of the biggest goal I took, because when I joined, we were focused on Europe and APAC geography, and we started US operations sometime in later half of 2022. So that is on top of my mind. We took about a year to set it up. This year we are going really big on US. So expanding in US, especially around the two key or three key partners we work with. The three key partners for us, Snowflake, Databricks, and Abnisho. These are the three key partners around which we operate. So we are trying to go really big with them. So my focus, that's why I'll be taking time again to travel to US, make sure that spend time with them, make sure understand their priority, how can we align. So for me, the focus this year will be to grow in North America geography.
Right. Tell me a bit more about the challenges also that you face since you arrived in the company. Like what types of fires have you been extinguishing?
So if you look at holistically, as the leader of the organization, you have to look at the complete value chain of the organization, right? The go-to-market is one side of the equation. The second side of equation is your talent, right? What kind of talent you are bringing in. The third is how fiscally prudent you are and how good you are running the organization. And there are other operations things, right? I took a holistic view, and when I put a charter together that this is our next 5 years of charter, I went through department by department and we put vision for every department, that this is how each one of you will operate. And then we took about a year to go around and do transformation of each of those departments. So there were challenges that the story we were telling to our customers was not aligned to the prospective employees we were bringing. We fixed like that. Operationally, we were not very prudent. We were not following up on making sure that we were not managing our changes well, making sure that we are diligent with customers. We were delivering, but we were not demanding the value out of our contracts. So a lot of those kind of challenges were there, which I helped prioritize, fixed it. There were other financial diligence required, making sure that we are diligent in following up. So some of those challenges fixed. But the biggest challenge was go to market. So the amplification of story of Funatech was my biggest challenge, which I took to elevate the story. And opportunities like us, when we are talking today, this absolutely helps us tell to the world that yes, we are ready for business. We have done credible work for last 15 odd years, and we are ready for prime time. So that has been my focus for last 2.5 years, to make Hunatech ready for prime time and make sure that our story is heard by 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people. So that's what have been one of the biggest challenge I've been addressing.
Love it. And last but not least, what does your go-to-market playbook looks like this year?
So go-to-market playbook has three or four components. I absolutely love content-driven conversations. So what we have been focused on is put as much content out, be it uh, be it like text content, which is blogs and case studies and other things, but also video content and other things, right? So some of those things we have been pushing out, that attracts people to visit our website or reach out to us. So building my inbound, that has been one of the big focus area. That is one part of GTM. Second is push, meaning going to market and telling our story, and that has multiple parts, right? We already have a sales team in place. Now sales team needs opportunity to go to market and tell their story. which we are putting through roundtable conference sponsorships and going to events and telling our story. So we are going to major events of our partners and telling our story. That is the second bit we are doing. And also we have set a full-fledged marketing team which is going out and casting the net wide and telling sending out the story to a wider audience and hoping for them to come and have a conversation with us when they have a need. So this is how we are probably trying to increase the visibility.
Love it. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast, Peeyoosh. Where can people find out more about you and your company?
So best is our website, which is www.hoonartek.com, HOONARTEK.com, or connect with me on LinkedIn. I am fairly active on LinkedIn. I respond to messages. I connect with people. So best way is to follow Hoonartek on LinkedIn, go to our website, and connect with me on LinkedIn.
So I was Peeyoosh.